Hey guys, I wanted to get back to you today with another painting video. This time we're going to go with the bluegill pattern. And I wanted to show you this because I do my bluegill pattern a little differently than most people do. Now for today, I'm going to use this blank. This is from the Mann's bait company. And this is their 1- series. This is a lure that will always stay in the top 12 inches of the water. So it's not going to dive deep. You can move it right over the top of some of that submerged cover. It's a very, very popular lure from the Mann's bait company. We're going to paint this in bluegill. Let's get started. Now when we start, every lure will get a base coat of an opaque white. So we'll just put a white base coat on them, and then we'll move on to the colors. We have our white base on. The next thing we're going to do for this one is we're going to go with a pearlized white. We're going to put that just on the belly. The pearlized color is going to help the yellow and orange belly show through later. Really will make it pop compared to just regular. Now, when you're watching on the video, you might not see really any difference because I'm putting white on white, but I guarantee down the line it will make a difference. Now each time we put a coat on, we'll dry them, and I happen to use a heat gun. Alright, there we go. That coat's dry, we're ready to move on to the next coat. I always like to start on the belly of the lure, work to the back. So the next thing we're going to go with is a transparent yellow. That will help, that pearlized color will help pop through with this transparent. We're just going to take the belly, we'll go a little ways up the side. That's good enough for that. We'll take the heat gun, we'll heat set that. Alright, with our yellow belly set in place, we're now going to come back. We need a little orange. We're going to come back with transparent orange. And let's put a little orange on this belly. You don't want to go too far back. Not too far up the sides either. There we go, that'll do it. Now it's time we're going to start working down the back. And here's where I made a change. So far I've been working with the Createx transparent colors. Now I'm going to switch over to Walmart. 50 cents a bottle, but I found the colors I liked, and so that's what I'm using. This stuff, you really have to thin this stuff down. So I like to keep some in another container, already thinned down, ready to go. Let's give it a light green color here to start with. And that's how far we're going with it. Got our yellow orange, we've got our light green on top. That's the start. I know, it doesn't look like a bluegill yet. We'll get there though. Let's dry this. Now we get to the point where I do things a little different. A lot of people when they're doing bluegill have a stencil they put over the top, or they'll hold a stencil while they're painting. And I do it a little different. First I started out with plain old painter's tape, the same stuff I used to cover the bills. And I took an X-Acto knife and I started cutting small strips, and I made them wavy so they weren't straight. And I can reuse them over and over, and basically I'll take this now and we're just going to put them over the top, and we will work all the way to the back of the lure. Now as we go back, the tape doesn't stick all the way down across the back of the lure. It tends to hold up just a little, but because of the angle that I'll use when I spray it, it won't matter. I'll try to keep the sprayer in front shooting to the back, and that way it won't really matter if it's not stuck down tight. Let's put one more back here. Alright, we're going to stay with the Walmart colors here. We're just going to go, this is a English ivy green, much darker green, and that's now what we're going to put across the top. And again, Walmart colors, you're going to have to thin them down to get them to work because they're awful thick. Alright, I think we're going to call that good. Let's dry that off with a heat gun. Time to pull the tape. Let's see what we end up with. I'll tell you what, I've used this stuff quite a few times. I think it's time to throw this tape away and just get some new. It's not like painter's tape costs a lot, is it? Alright, there's the start of our stripes. Now like you're saying, boy, that's looking kind of bright, but it is, but we're not done yet. On to the next step. For our next step, we're going to go back to the Createx. We're going to go to the Pearlized, and this is Pearl Magenta. So that's our next, and we're going to stay a little bit away from it here. We're just going to get a light coating is what I'm after here. So, from a distance, all I'm trying to do is maybe darken up those light stripes a little. And we're going to call it good at that for now. They still stick out a little bit, but I got one more step to take. Alright, we're ready for our final step in painting. And for here we're going with a black opaque Createx. We're going to go right down the top, and we'll probably get a little bit around the eyes, so that'll help make the eyes stand out a little better. So there we go, the straight black. Run it right down the top. A little around that eye. Around there. Let's go a little bit more there. Shoot that a little down there on the sides. And that we're going to call it good. Let's put a dry on that. Alright, that'll finish our paint job on it. Now the thing we'll have to come back, put eyes in it, and then we'll need the clear coat on top. So I'll get those two items done, and then we'll bring it back and show you what we got for final results. Well, there we go, guys. My bluegill pattern. As I said, I do mine a little differently than the other guys, but we did get rid of the bright green stripes anyway. I added in the red eyes. I put the two-part hardener on, which really gives it that shine to make those colors pop. Hey, thanks for sticking with me. Subscribe to our channel if you would. Hope to see you again real soon.